Hey everyone, welcome back to Inkmattic, back here with another video. This is episode number 48 in the Trading 212 portfolio update. I'm going to include some updates to the channel as well, and specifically let's start off with that. This weekend I have been very busy working on the blog, improving the SEO, backlinks, and doing a few tweaks in terms of how it works and stuff like that, doing plugin updates. It's been quite busy, time consuming, and I did lose track of time. So with that being said, I haven't had enough time to implement the sound effects that I did tweet about earlier on this week. If you're not following us on Twitter, head over to twitter.com/Inkmattic, where you get tweets on the daily. But that being said, I will be working on implementing that. In terms of links and referrals, I'll be replacing the ink.yt with inkmattic.com / then a referral name, and that will be phased in through future videos. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget there'll be a new post going out every week on the blog. Don't forget to check that out at inkmattic.com. So as you can see here, the portfolio is now at £8,639.63p. I've invested £9,464.30p. Returns at the moment is I'm down £824.67p. That's 8.71%. So essentially this week has been a bit of a bad week. The stock markets have dropped quite a bit, and my portfolio has been hit quite hard. With that being said, I'm not panicking at the moment. I'm pretty calm because I know the markets will fluctuate on a daily basis, weekly basis, etc. But in the long run, we should see this head or trend upwards. So that's what I'm thinking, and I'm pretty confident with that. So I'm not going to say I'm panicking. I'm not going to sell at a loss. I think the companies that I've invested in are going to be good companies once the economy starts picking up. I know recently a lot of these stocks have dropped purely down to a fear of a second lockdown. That is definitely going to be impacting. I should have sold off a little bit just so I would have the opportunity to buy or rebuy them at a lower price. So that's what I wish I did, but you can't really predict the markets that well. I did have a feeling last week. However, by the time I was able to action that, the markets had dropped. So not too worried about that at the moment. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. If you're looking for a fee-free brokerage, Trading 212 is the one that I recommend, and it's pretty good. If you use the link in the description or head over direct to inkmattic.com / Trading 212, sign up, use the link, deposit £1, and you'll get a free share worth up to £100. We both will. So let's start off with dividends and go through what's been paid or what's expected to be paid. So let's start off with that. Legal & General did pay me around £5.30. So I'm pretty happy with that if I can find them. And I've got 115 shares. I'm up £4.90p. That's 2.45% in the green still. My average price is at £1.74p, so I've just rounded up there. And I think overall it is a good price, and it's relatively close to what I paid for them. And I think if I had spare capital, I would be essentially adding to this, in my opinion. So this is something that I will be looking to add in, if I've got any spare capital, I will be adding to it. Or if I sell something, then it'll probably go into Legal & General. That being said, moving on to the next one, S&P 500 high dividend yield. That paid me a dividend of £1.36, I think. I've got 6 shares. I'm down £5.06p. That's 4.19% in the red. My average price is at £20.11p. So with this, they did pay me a dividend. I wasn't expecting it. I usually don't assume ETFs pay me a dividend, just because it's a bit of a faff to figure out when they actually do, and it's always a surprise when they do. So happy days. The other two that I'm expecting dividends from, they've already paid them, but I'm just waiting for Trading 212 to essentially process them. This one is from Aviva. I've got 170 shares. I'm up £57.28p. That's 13.67p. In the sorry, that's 13.67% in the green. So yeah, I am expecting around 6p per share from these guys at 170 shares. So that should be around £10-11. And then the next one is BP. I wasn't really expecting this, but they are paying a dividend. Free trade, my free trade account did already pay them on Friday, whereas I'm still waiting for Trading 212 to process that. I think I'm expecting around 40 shares for BP to be paid that dividend. So that being said, that is pretty much the dividends for this week. Just to let you know, guys, that the current dividends before Aviva and BP are paid, I've already exceeded August dividend, so we've exceeded that, and I think I'm around £45 at the moment, £46 for this month so far. So I should be hitting around that 50 mark for dividends. However, for next month, I am expecting around $10, to be honest, because I think that's one of my weaker months. And then when we hit November, that should shoot right back up and probably compensate for October. That's just what I'm expecting, so we'll see how that goes. With that being said, there's two stocks that I've hit my target on what I actually want to own and how the quantity for them. So that is Boeing. I've finally hit 5 shares with Boeing. Really happy with that. Although it's down, I am happy that I've finally hit that, and that's the minimum that I want to hold for Boeing. At the moment, as you can see, the returns at the moment is down 11.1%. That's £76.49 in the red. If we look at them, the gains and losses and the FX impact are both in the red. The second one is that I've hit my target, which is Energy Transfer. I've finally hit that 400 shares that I wanted to meet previously. So I've finally done that. And as you can see, that the overall gain and loss is at negative 15.49%, with the FX impact is up. It is reducing my losses by 1.75%. Overall, I am down £274.38. That's 13.74% in the red. I'm not too worried about Energy Transfer because, like I said in my previous video, I am expecting it to go back to around £10 in the near short term, so around 3 to 6 months. Pretty happy with that at the moment. In terms of a few stocks that I want to be looking into next week, and that is Realty Income. I do want to start pushing Realty Income, and I think it is a great stock, and it is at $59, which is relatively close to what I paid for. And this is something that I do want to kind of add to, and if I've got any additional funds, this and probably legal in general. So I've got 11 shares at the moment, and both the gains and FX impacts are in the green and working towards my favour. Overall, I am up £7.68. That's 1.51%. So ideally, I do want to increase this to about 15 at some point over the next few months, and I think 15 is a good amount, and I'll continue to add to it along with Main Street Capital. So as we're moving to a more electrified society, so we're moving from petrol cars or diesel cars to electric cars, and the consumption of electricity is going to rise. So my thoughts on this is what companies are going to benefit from the increase in demand for electricity. So is National Grid a good buy in terms of where we're headed, and for infrastructure of delivering on that demand? Same thing with the US. Is there an alternative or similar company like to National Grid, but in the US as well, or anywhere else in the world? So in terms of, let's stick to the UK for now, and is there an alternative to National Grid in terms of the network they have and the infrastructure on delivering on that demand and distributing the energy across the country? Is there anything similar to that, or do you see any sort of opportunity within maybe in-home generation of electricity? Is there a company that can generate electricity through solar panels? Where do you think this is going to head towards? I'd be interested to know what you guys think about it in terms of what companies are going to benefit from this increase in demand for electricity. So this brings me on to the second point of in terms of UK stocks. So the government has said that if companies do want to benefit from the government help, they will have to cancel their dividends. What are your thoughts on this? Are you still interested in buying some of these UK stocks? I'd be interested to know what you guys think, especially you dividend investors. Leave a comment down below on what's your thoughts on this. I'm curious, so that's why I'm throwing this out in the video. I hope you like this video, and I hope you like the audio with this. It is a new setup, and I hope it sounds a lot better. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It really does help this video and this channel get out to more people. We are currently at 690 subscribers at the time of recording this video. So if you can smash that subscribe button and help us get to 700 by the end of this month, it would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the topics we discussed today, and see you in the next one.